I don't know how I feel. It's very sad. It's also very exciting. And I'm gonna miss you.
I'm gonna miss you too.
Yeah, for the next.
I'm gonna see you in Bali.
Yes. When are you going again?
We leave on the 28th.
Okay, so I'll wait for you there.
Yep.
Hopefully, by
You'll
the
have your
time I'll be a
bearings by
local
then.
and
Yeah.
I will take you everywhere.
Perfect.
And yeah, I'm gonna miss the neighborhood. Beautiful place.
Gonna miss Greg and his scooters.
Oh yes, of course, scooters. I don't know what's going on. I'm leaving Australia.
You're leaving Australia tomorrow.
For 2 months.
Yeah.
So I'll be
You'll
back.
be back. All right. Bye.
Oh. Well, I'll see you there. I was gonna say it was nice meeting you, but
Nah, I'll see you
fuck
again.
that shit.
I'm gonna see you again. Bye.
Bye.
Get there quick before they leave.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Welcome to Perla Meets the World, a podcast where they travel world. Jesus. Is this recording? Hi guys, welcome back to Perla Meets the World. I can actually see my neighbors, the Russian couple, they're walking in and I go completely distracted. But yay, I am in Bali and I have Russians around me. Yay! Whatever, they're the good ones, okay? So I wanted to actually clarify that because there's a lot of tension around here in Bali. Now that I'm bringing this up, there's so many Russians here and yeah, knowing what's going on with Ukraine and Russia, they have suffered a lot of discrimination. And this is not how I wanted to start my podcast, but I mean, it's quite convenient because it's really what's happening right now. Apart from that, hi, I am in Bali. Look at this. Look at my room. I have a mosquito net. I've never slept within a mosquito net. And I actually decorated in a way that now feels like me. I bought some fairy lights and now they are around the mosquito net and it's quite nice to be inside and then, you know, looking up the ceiling. I am in Ubud. It's been 2.5 weeks now and not sure if you watched the previous episode. You don't have to, but I actually talk about my excitement to come to Bali, like how I am shitting my pants, I don't know what to expect. If you want to watch it, if you haven't, and if you really want to know where I came from and why I decided to come to Bali, please by all means check the link that's above. I don't know actually how to describe how many experiences I have lived within the past 16 days. And in all honesty, the first 10 days have been very, very hard for me. They have been a complete challenge because no one tells you, like everybody warns you about like the weather or, you know, people not harassing you, but talking to you in every step of the way, selling you things. It's a different culture, and about the motorcycles everywhere and actually cars, motorcycles, traffic, people. It's very crowded here, but no one warned me about the polluted air. And it's quite funny because now I don't even notice it. I don't feel that the air is dense. It's normal to me after this adjustment period. But at the beginning, I felt that I couldn't breathe. The Balinese, they tend to burn the rubbish they have and the leaves like in the gardens, and so that makes like huge columns of smoke that end up spreading across the city. I felt that, and I felt the pollution, petrol everywhere, and obviously the incense, but that's not even, like, you can't even feel it. It's just so small compared to the bonfires that are happening here. And I couldn't breathe. No one told me. I was not prepared for that. Like, thank God I brought my thingies for my asthma, and that got me throughout the day, each day. And it took me 10 days to actually blend in with this new everything. It's a new world. And I did my research on Ubud and things to do here, how the culture was, like what was I going to face, as in, I don't know, celebrations happening, and it just so happened to be Galungan last week and Kuningan this weekend, and these are two massive festivities here in Bali. It's like our Christmas and New Year's, for you to actually have an idea of how big it is here. Well, I didn't know that that was happening, and so I did my research. My Balinese family actually told me as well, hey, we're gonna give you some Balinese clothes so you can come with us to the temple, unless you have the period, in which case you won't be able to come to the temple. And I'm like, yeah, sure, okay, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. No idea what to expect. On Instagram you only see the rice fields, you see the peace and quiet, you see, I don't know, like the eat, pray, love side of things. And I think all the tourists that are coming here and they keep posting this type of content are actually fooling new backpackers and to Ubud, because you would expect that, and it's not like that at all. It's a very busy, colorful, noisy, smelly in a good way, like a lot of like incense everywhere, city. And I was very shocked at the beginning, but now I love it. I really got used to everything. Yeah, there's no issue with me walking out and having so many people offering me taxi, food, objects, toys, clothes. It doesn't bother me anymore, and it's one of the things that I learned the most here, like to have patience and to also show kindness at all times, because the Balinese culture, they are always really kind, they are always smiling, and they are always, although they're working and they want to make money, because COVID hit pretty hard here for 2 years, and all the touristic restaurant sites, hotels, like tourism and hospitality here kind of sank for 2 years. Ubud doesn't have ocean. It doesn't have, I don't know, as many attractions as, the ocean towns like Canggu, Uluwatu, the islands. And so this is mainly plainly hospitality and tourism based. As long as you're respectful and you keep in mind that they need the money, that they have struggled a lot, and that this is the main source of income, you can also be kind back to them. Coming from a place where no one talks to you, or like they wave at you in the morning, like respectfully, but they respect your privacy and your space, and they don't actually try to engage with you or sell you anything or ask you for money, to this, you have to have a different mindset to actually appreciate where you are. And I am not ashamed to admit that at the beginning I was not able to appreciate that. I was so overwhelmed with all the new stuff going on around me, plus, as I mentioned before, the emotions of leaving Australia, leaving Early Beach, leaving my comfort zone, and what it all meant within my previous relationship, to actually find my way to heal, find my way to move on, to do something for me, and to grow and to learn and to smile and try to be happy again. It has meant so much to leave that behind and decide to come here for 2 months, that I was overwhelmed at the beginning. Like, I'm in a strange house. This room felt strange. The language is different, the currency is different. And the weather, although is similar to where I come from in Australia, it's still very, very humid and very hot. The Balinese family that I'm staying in, with their culture, their traditions, their customs, I didn't know them, and obviously that's what happens when you are blend in a new place with new people. At the beginning it feels weird, it feels like it's actually forced, the relationship, but then it flows. It does flow. When I say that these past few weeks have been crazy, I do mean it. I haven't stopped, not for 1 second. I work every day and I go to a different coffee shop. Like now I have my own, the one that I like to go every day. But before I didn't know which one was the best, with the best Wi-Fi, gluten-free options, with vegan options, smoothie, whatever, and not very pricey either. So I would go to a different one every day. Every day I was in like survival mode. I was just going out there. I didn't know whether I had to protect my phone at all times, whether like I didn't know anything. The first day when I arrived, the day after, the first morning, I woke up at 5:30 in the morning for Martini, my host, to take me to the market, to show me around, to get my first bike ride. It was interesting. And I was exhausted after the flight, after the trip. I was so tired, but I enjoyed the markets. And the day after was Galungan, kind of like Christmas. So again, waking up early, learning the customs, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. Bali is a Hindu island. It's part of Indonesia. Indonesia has several islands, and the majority of the Indonesian territory is Muslim. But Bali happens to be Hindu, which is amazing because it allows you to be more free when it comes to dressing, when it comes to talking, when it comes to about what you feel. I mean, and even as a woman, you have more freedom here and you feel safer than maybe in a Muslim country where the rules are more extreme, and repressing, if that makes any sense. And so that was the first day. Then Galungan, I went to the temple, I got dressed properly, and they explained to me what they do when they go. So they have to go at least five to six times that day to pray. And when you get there, the first feeling that I had was fuck, this is a really amazing community. This is beautiful because they help each other, they look after one another, and family and friends are the most important assets here, as opposed to maybe the Western societies where we appreciate or value money more than our personal connections. Although I think as human beings we all want the same, which is love, but the way that we get love varies, and that's what makes us so different. And that's where culture and religion kick in. They have different set of rules and tools to get that love and to actually answer all the big questions and try to find peace with the uncertainty that it is to be alive, right? I got dressed, they took me to the temple. It was surrounded by all men wearing white and women with colors, very, very beautiful, very bright. And some of them were carrying boxes with the offerings over their heads. The offerings, they made offerings, which is the small boxes made out of coconut leaves, and they put in flowers, leaves, the incense, maybe some food, some rice, and that's for the gods to pay respect. And so when you go to the temple, you have to place all your offerings there because each offering is for one person and for each time that you're gonna go and pray. So if you're gonna go 5 times, at least you need 5 for yourself. In this case, there's a family of 4 plus me, so 25 different offerings within a box. So a lot of them would be just carrying massive big boxes full with food and the offerings, rice, water, carrying it on over their heads. That was impressive. They took me to their temple and they showed me how to sit. They explained to me the process. Basically, you have to pray 4 times. The first 3 times, you are it's kind of making wishes, if that makes sense. You have a guide there, like a master, with a microphone telling you what to do and managing the times, because it's very short. It lasts 15 minutes, and then the whole lot we leave the temple so that another massive group can come in and pray. And that's how it goes. It's a cycle rotating all the time, in, out, and it does get very crowded. Actually, I was the only white person and I felt yes, baby. What does Galungan and Kuningan mean? What do these 2 celebrations mean? Galungan is a fight between good and bad, and Kuningan is actually the resolution of that fight, where normally it's good, it's supposed to win over bad all the time. That's why they are always kind. They are always giving. They believe in karma, they believe in reincarnation, they believe that what goes around comes around. They believe that if you give, you'll receive, and it's kind of like law of attraction and manifestation if you think about it. I've actually had deep thoughts about what religion means and what's the purpose and what's the difference. Where does religion end and where does culture start? you know? It's so different from our culture, and yet the Western societies are now integrating all these elements of spirituality, like for example yoga. The word yoga means union. It's union with your body, your head, everything all in one. Meditation to me is like being present, to be aware of what's going on in my brain, and to actually pause my brain for a few minutes or however long the session lasts. So we're integrating that. We're getting into law of attraction. Whatever you manifest and you put out there, the universe will bring back. There's a lot of controversy around the topics. Is the universe here for us? Is here to serve us or not? Like, I don't know what you guys think. I would love to know more. Please send me comments, messages, or like email, whatever, at perlameetstheworld@gmail.com. I would really like to know your thoughts on this one. I thought that I had it clear, but there's so much I don't know. I have no fucking idea about anything in life. What I thought I knew, now it's recycling. It's just updating and upgrading all the time, which I think it's part of being human. It's part of growing, you know. I've also been told that Balinese, they have a lot of pressure when it comes to having children. They need to have a boy, at least one, to take care of the house, because otherwise the house will go back to the government if, like, once all the family members have died. Women here, they don't own property. They get married and they move to their husband's house, and so they are not the ones actually keeping the legacy within their family when it comes to property, unfortunately. And so there's a lot of pressure of having a boy, because otherwise you have to adopt someone so that they can take over your property and take care of it and, you know, perpetuate the circle. Whatever money you have, it goes back to the community, it goes back to the family. On one hand, they sacrificed a lot. They sacrificed their freedom to do whatever they want with their time, their money, and so on, you know, following their dreams. But on the other hand, they're getting so much more. Like, they have the support of an entire community. They are never alone. Everybody cares about one another here. There's no selfishness. There's no time to think about oneself. If you need help, there will always be someone to help you. And it's just a beautiful feeling. And that's what I am feeling right now here, being part of this culture. Like, you blend in, you mingle with them, and you also feel that if you need something, they are going to help you no matter what. That's how they are. That's what they do. And they also expect the same thing from you, which is challenging but also nice, you know. It's a beautiful experience to see other ways of living, to see other values, you know. They believe that whatever you do in this life, as the gladiator said, it has an echo in eternity. Basically, whatever you do in this life, it's going to affect the next one you're gonna have, and you're going to reincarnate as many times as needed until you get the enlightenment, which is the final form of yourself, where you find your true spirit and you learned your lessons and your pure light and pure kindness and pure love. You're not gonna come back. You're not gonna suffer anymore. You're going somewhere else, which apparently is way better. That's the reward for learning from one life to another. I don't really know what to think about this, because I do feel that it makes sense, the reincarnation, to me. But I also feel, and I agree with the positive nihilism, which comes to say that nothing really matters, and so let's make the most of it then. If nothing matters, there's nothing left to lose. Just go for what you love. Do what makes you happy in this life, you know? But I do think that there's not only one life, but more lives. I don't know how many, I don't know. I cannot tell you anything. I don't know. I just have that feeling that it does make sense in my head, at least right now. The Perla that I am right now, with the values that I have and what I've experienced, it does make sense to me that we come back. I see it this way, and mind me if it sounds ridiculous, because as I said, I don't know anything, and this is what resonates with me at the moment, and hopefully you'll have some insights that you will want to share with me so that we can grow and learn together about this. Although there's no way we can actually prove it, is it? That's why it's so exciting and fascinating, and why there's like so many people saying things that do not resonate at all. Like, I don't feel that the universe is here to please us, you know. We're nothing, you know, like the universe was there before we were born, like the planet was even born, and then it's gonna be there when the planet is gonna, you know, is eaten by the sun, or when the sun explodes and the whole solar system goes to shit. I love Brian Cox, by the way. Not sure if you know about him. He is, if I am not wrong, is he a physicist? Something, physicist, mathematics, a mix between the two. He likes physics, okay? And I follow him a lot, and he does explain really well how big the universe is and how random life is in the universe. Like, we are unique because we are so unlikely. We are so unlikely. Like, so far we're the only living form in the universe, and so we should appreciate our life. We should make the most of our life. We are fucking unique. We don't know what else is out there. And that takes me to a movie that I watched yesterday, and it got me thinking. It's called Anything and Everything All at Once. Please watch it. Now is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's just so creative, it's mind-blowing, it has science fiction, it mixes genre from science fiction to martial arts to pop culture. It makes references about sexual identity and about family, about traumas, about generational trauma, relationship between parents and children, what we want as humans, how connected we are, what we should be doing with our lives, like knowing that it starts with the multiverse. So there are a lot of universes, like every time that you make a decision you split, and they talk about that, which I find very interesting as well. They touch upon the positive nihilism, you know, if nothing matters, well, nothing matters, make the most of it. It got me sad, angry, like I laughed a lot, I cried, and I felt very overwhelmed at times. So much information, so many references, cultural references, like details that if you don't pay attention you miss, and every single thing has a meaning. There's nothing in that movie that doesn't have a meaning. The dialogues, the words, the symbolism, like the way that it's filmed, it's just fucking fantastic, amazing. Crazy things that have happened while I was here. Like, now that I got used to Ubud, yesterday a couple asked me for directions, and I actually knew where they wanted to go, so I took them, and I feel like, fuck, I am a local. The food in Bali is amazing. Like, gado gado is my favorite salad forever. It's made out of vegetables. It's a cold salad with vegetables, coconut, shredded coconut and peanut sauce. And nasi goreng, of course, the classic with the fried egg on top and vegetables with rice. I like mee goreng too, with it's the same but with noodles. I do like the banana pancakes. She makes me banana pancakes, pineapple pancakes. It's just so good. And the dragon fruit, I love it. Like, there are a lot of places here that offer smoothies made out of dragon fruit, and I haven't tried it before, so the flavor was a bit weird at the beginning, but I did love it. Then I tried the arak, which is an alcoholic beverage here made out of rice. It's just really good. It's delicious, and it's pink. And yesterday I ran into a friend from Argentina that I met in Australia, and now I was just walking, and then I saw him with his girlfriend, and I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, what are the chances? I am very lucky. I felt very grateful. Ubud has spoiled me a lot. Like, I have a supermarket literally in front of me that has all the gluten-free and dairy-free stuff that I need. There's so many restaurants that you can go to that are not pricey at all, that have like this type of food. I have a cinema, I have my gym, I have my family here that take care of me, my beautiful room. After struggling for the first 10 days, I really got used to the city, and I am so very grateful to have the chance to be here for a month. I encourage you to come whenever you can. It's very cheap compared to our Western countries. And if you want to know anything about Bali, if you need some recommendations, please do let me know. Send me a message on Instagram, add me on Instagram. It's private for now, but you can send me a request, that's no problem, at Perla Meets the World. Otherwise, send me an email, perlameetstheworld@gmail.com. Follow me on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, whatever platform you're using. Subscribe, review, rate, share. That helps others know that I exist, and also it gives me that boost of motivation to keep bringing you more stories, because I really want to talk about religion, culture, and what it means to travel backpacking, and otherwise I'm just fucking talking for nothing. Thank you for watching, and see you soon. Bye.